In 1948, 750,000 Palestinians were driven from their homes and their land by Zionist terror. In this series, we seek to find out what happened to the Palestinian diaspora denied their right of return. Today, I'm in London to meet Talal Abu-Ghazaleh. Jaffa lies in the west-central region of occupied Palestine on the Mediterranean Sea. In 1948, with a population of 90,000, it was the largest Arab town in Palestine. At the time, Jaffa was well known for its citrus and bananas. Along with the city of Haifa, it was also a major port, publicly owned and operated by the government of Palestine. The district included 23 villages within its municipality, 2 German colonies and several Jewish colonies, including Tel Aviv. Pretty and temperate, it was the most advanced city in Palestine in the development of its commercial, banking, fishing and agricultural industries.
Palestine was a prosperous and developed community. In fact, many of the countries neighboring Palestine were coming to Palestine for shopping, for trade, and for education. I remember that once my father took me to visit his properties, which were his plantations, what we call mazra. And we walked for hours, and we ate during the visit a lot of oranges, a lot of apples, everything. I also remember that my father, for some reason, put us all in Christian school. I was at the Orthodox school in Jaffa, and even after we left Palestine here, we were also at the Protestant school in Lebanon. I also remember that our house was on a roundabout on the center of Jaffa, and overlooking the street, which was called Abu-Ghazaleh Street, because it was near our home and near my father's business. So I used to walk with him, and he was a very wise. He was illiterate, but he was very wise. One day my father was sitting with his friends in a cafe, and somebody came to him and said, "A fire is on in your stores." And he had stores which had tons of oil, and he said, "Was anybody hurt?" They said no. He said, "Then that's fine. God gave and God took." And he continued. He said, "Just make sure that you protect everybody."
Up to 6 weeks before the British Mandate of Palestine ended, Zionist terror gangs began their forcible expulsion of more than 122 Palestinian population centers, carrying out military assaults on more than 270 villages. On Saturday, April the 24th, 1948, 600 Jewish Irgun terrorists assembled at Dove Camp in Ramat Gan, preparing for the assault on Jaffa. It was the first time so large a force had gathered openly. Jewish mortar gunners commenced heavy shelling of the city centre and the port area. Shortly afterwards, 2 companies moved towards pre-designated targets, the railway tracks and the harbour.
And all of a sudden we had gangsters or commandos or terrorist groups, Jewish terrorist groups, who invited an army, a Jewish army, and then the army took control of the occupation, and then they invited the people. So the facts of history cannot be distorted. You try, and they try very well, because they have an excellent media machine, and unfortunately our media most of the time only translates. We do not respond, we do not correct. So when they say Israel, the state of Israel, we say the state of Israel. There is no state of Israel. There is an Israeli occupation. On my birth certificate, it says Talal Abu-Ghazaleh, born in Jaffa, Palestine. And the heading of the certificate is Government of Palestine.
What happened to move your family from Jaffa?
Well, I remember that day, because there were loudspeakers all over Jaffa in Arabic, telling people to leave for the sake of security of the forces of Arab forces against the Israeli occupation. So everybody took it that it is the Arabs who were, and the Palestinians, who were asking us to leave. So, and they said, go to the Jaffa port. So we went to the seaport, and we were put on the first available ship, which was a cargo ship. All we took is our clothes on us and the key of the house. No money, nothing. We were asked, you know, the noises and the voices on these microphones, on these loudspeakers, sorry, going around the city were terrifying. Leave now, immediately now. It's like as if a bomb is coming at you. So we had to rush. And we didn't take anything.
Who were the voices?
Arabic voices. We don't know. We assumed at that time it was the Arab Liberation Forces, but it became a fact later on that this was an Israeli plan to evacuate the city.
In an atmosphere of terror and chaos, there was a mass exodus of the town's inhabitants by land and sea. By the time Jaffa finally fell, on the 13th of May 1948,